Hey everybody, today I'm going to be going over the Rapala Lithium Ion Cordless Knife Combo. Now, just to preface this review a bit, I had actually purchased this knife about 2 years ago and filmed all this B-roll footage right after. And as life sometimes does, things got busy and I never got around to compiling all the footage and sharing my feedback on how this knife performs and holds up. And now 2 years later, better late than never, here we are. Now, I've never been an electric knife guy prior to purchasing this model, although I have used corded electric knives before, and while it does make shorter work of filleting fish, the cord would constantly get in my way, and just using it always felt cumbersome. And when you're cleaning large numbers of fish, comfort is absolutely a priority, for me at least. Now, jumping right into it, this Rapala comes as a whole kit that includes the base, 2 sets of blades, 2 batteries, an AC charger, and of course a nice carrying case to keep everything in for travel and storage. And there is another variation of this knife that I believe does not come with the case and an extra battery, but trust me when I say it's absolutely worth a little extra money to get this whole kit, especially if you're hauling in larger numbers of fish. The case itself is really nice and features a thick double zipper around the edges. Upon opening it, you have some extra storage behind the front flap, and all the pieces of the knife are well protected in their respective spots. There's even a sturdy handle on the spine for toting this thing around. Getting into the knife itself, the base just feels good in the hand. While it does feel a bit bulky initially, once I got to actually using the knife, I never really thought about its size again. And as I mentioned prior, this kit comes with 2 sets of blades, a 6-inch and a 7.5-inch option. And obviously that will depend on what size fish you're filleting as to which one you'll use, but I typically stick with the 7.5-inch blades because I feel like it provides a little extra flexibility. Both of these batteries have a capacity of 2100 milliamp hours, and they simply just pop right into the bottom of the base. And even after all this time using this knife, I'm still impressed how long each of these batteries holds up. I've cleaned nearly 50 fish before I noticed it was ready to swap the battery. So big brownie points for the endurance. The wall charger that comes with it simply plugs into the bottom of the battery, and it takes around an hour to fully charge back up. If you end up depleting both batteries, you'll have to charge them both one at a time since the charger only has one plug. And that's really about it for what's included in the package. So now let's get into the pros and cons that I've personally encountered using this knife for almost 2 years. And honestly, the good news is, I really only have one con, and that's the heat of the base after about 25-30 minutes of constant use. It gets pretty toasty when you're buzzing through the fish, but it's not hot enough to where you have to put it down and take a break. It is noticeable though, so just keep that in mind. And other than that, I really don't have any other complaints about this knife. It really is just a pleasure to use, and it's even easy to clean. Now, I have read some reviews from others mentioning how inserting and removing the blades can be a real pain, and I sort of see where they're coming from, but honestly, as long as you push in those side buttons to engage and disengage the blades properly, you really shouldn't have a problem. I'd say every so often I'll have to put in a little extra effort to remove them, but it's really just not an issue for me personally. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and roll some more B-roll footage of the knife in action. These are just some nice crappie I caught one morning, so let's see how the Rapala handled them. So there you have it, the Rapala Lithium Ion Cordless Fillet Knife. It's the real deal. I don't have much experience with other cordless electric fillet knives, but I have heard good things about Bubba knives. However, until this one eventually shits the bed on me or gives me any reason to switch to something different, this is going to be my daily driver when it comes to cleaning fish. I spent around $150 when I bought this 2 years ago, but right now on Amazon it's going for about $120. And trust me when I say it is well worth that price. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. Feel free to drop any questions you may have, and I'll do my best to answer them. Cheers!